She gets zoned out making noise. So guys, this is the side here. Okay, Courtney, it all started with me when I confronted the paranormal, because this was the renter site I was working on when the kids were babies.
Okay guys, we are just arriving at Demon House and we're getting a tour from the homeowner, Jay. So I'm going to actually just switch you around and have you see the house. I know it's kind of dark, but we're going to be going inside pretty soon. Alright. Alright, Jay.
Alright.
So go do your thing.
Alright, where do you want me to start?
Just at the beginning as you're working,
Okay.
you know, you're just going to tell us.
Okay, so what happened on this side, when we first moved in, things started happening over there. But when I started working on this side, this is when I realized how powerful this entity could be. I realized that this entity has the potential and power to really kill somebody. And as I go in, I'm going to show you guys. We'll go through some of the hot spots. I'll show you what happened and why and things like that. So this is it, guys. Who wants to be the first one on?
Okay.
You want me to go first?
Yeah, I could go first. I don't care.
All right. I'll turn the lights on so you can see. This is vacant, as you guys can see. They moved out of here. Pretty open right now. You almost feel like there's some things. So I guess if you guys want, I can start kind of up on the second floor where things started happening, and then work our way down and tell you what happened in here.
So I want to say it's really nice. It's a really nice apartment, but yet people are not staying here.
People never stay here. The longest one we had was back in 2008, I think. We had a gentleman move in, and I figured it was going to be a great thing because he was really young. He was like in his 20s. He moved in with his two friends, and I figured, you know, it's going to be nice having noise here. You know, they were around the college age. So all of a sudden, they signed a 1-year lease. So the first gentleman lived here, moved in with his two friends. Within 3 weeks, and this is how we started noticing. And another guy moved in, and his fiance was supposed to move in. Within that 1 week, this guy and a girl, they were dating for 3 years and finally getting married. Within 1 week, they fought so bad while they were in the house, they broke up. She never even stepped one more foot in the house, and he ended up moving out. So left the renter, his other friend. All of a sudden, a week later, the other gentleman who was here with him, his parents came in, knocked on our door, and said, "Let our son out of the lease, and you can keep his deposit, keep everything. He does not want to be here anymore." Now, they had no idea that it was haunted. That's how bad he wanted out of here. So we're like, okay, and we asked him, well, why? And he wouldn't even come in here. He actually had his parents come in to get his clothes, get his stuff, and that was it. And they're the ones that told us. He never came back. So we're
he
like,
never told you what happened?
We never knew what happened. So the last gentleman, he was here. He said, "Can I stay here?" He said, "I want to bring my father in." And his father was sick, but when he moved in, he brought his father in because his father was getting better. And his father, I don't know, was a recovering alcoholic, I'm not really sure. But within 6 months of him being here, his father's health went straight down. He went from like going for walks, being happy, to being on kidney dialysis, being extremely sick, almost dying. The father, he was, I don't know if he had some type of insight, he had brought in birds. And they told me that birds are the first warning signs of paranormal. Oh my God, I got goosebumps. All of a sudden, so what I'm going to tell you, he went through 4 sets of birds. Every time he got a bird and brought him in, within a month, that he would come home and that bird would be dead. He would end up getting another bird, and he asked his son to ask us if there was some kind of like natural gas or something, because he already lost 4 sets of birds. And I thought that was weird because
I see electric stove though.
Yeah.
the electric stove,
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
and if it was something to do with the gas, it would have affected our animals or rabbits, and nothing happened. So, as they were leaving, the last thing when we were over there, his father was the last one here, and his father, in 2 years, went from like, I heard some, I don't know if it was somebody over there, but it sounded like another bang. It was like a boom or like a bang.
No, but when I walked in first, I felt like a huge pound underneath my feet,
Was that?
But that's why I was walking over here, because it was a little bit, but it didn't feel the same. It was like, it felt like somebody kicked the bottom.
Yeah, it
of
sounded
the
like
floor.
somebody knocked or something.
And that,
It was underneath my
and
feet.
Yeah, but it's not doing it again.
It's
now
not, yeah.
now the basement's a whole other story, I don't know.
But-
Oh, I remember the
It felt
basement.
like somebody really.
As his father deteriorated, the last thing he pulled out of here was a big Bible like this. He left the Bible, see, I got goosebumps. He put the Bible here. We went through the whole house to make sure everything was all set. And then his father said, everything's all set, guys. You know, we're gonna get a deposit back. I said, everything's all set. He was not a religious person at all. They never went to church. You never heard him pray. But from him moving in here to the time he left, he had bought a huge family Bible. And when he walked out the door, it was like, you know, he picked it up and he didn't just carry it. He literally picked it up and held it against his chest as he walked out the door. It was like he did not want to tell us that he knew something was wrong and there was something bad here. And when
Well,
he
that's a
left-
big warning sign. If somebody does that with a Bible,
Yeah.
that something's definitely
Either
going
of
wrong.
us. This was vacant for a long time. And so we ended up trying to open up the house into a single family. Because the kids were starting getting a little bigger. So on this wall here, one time, Alka was like, what are we gonna do? So I just came over with a pencil on our side. I made a big pencil mark, went out, I got my sawzall, I dropped these 2 walls and that wall down. We did. Things went really bad.